And welcome everybody to the Broken Wing Le Mans series. This is season 2, round 1 here at Sebring. And a bit of a change up for the endurance series that we're running here is we have GTPs involved. Did away with the class splits as well. Somebody's blinking there. That's one of those Hyperion racing drivers. But we got 8 minutes and 16 seconds left in practice. Going over the board here, the best time we have is, and I am actually just going to pull that person back. There's no point in, Jesus Christ. Some people's team names are beyond memes. The GTPs are doing 146s. That is Trey Mistak on pole at the moment. And then further back, they go into the 147s, the 148s, and only one driver outside the 148s. There's 18 drivers on the grid so far. Actually, going to be 19. One driver has not made an appearance, has registered for themselves, but is not actually on the board just yet. There's only 8 LMP2 class drivers. And the one starting us out here is Doug Sorrentino. Let's say that's how you say it. He did a 151. He's just a second off the pace of the last driver who's set a time in the GTPs. After him, it's still 151s, and only a few drivers in the 152s and 2 drivers in the 153s. Pretty solid from them. Gage Yams, just gonna go with that. Did a 2-minute 0.6. Other drivers on the 2-minute mark. Up to P8 is Parks de la Cruz with a 201, and then 201s further back up until P13. It's 202s after that. There are 18 GT3s on the grid at total. We have 45 different teams or solo drivers that have their own team. From the looks of it, there is 10 GT3s that are 2-driver teams and 6 drivers in the LMP2 that are 2-man teams as well. And then the GTPs also showing a lot of drivers with a lot of competition there. There's 8 teams out of 19 in the GTPs that are driving with 2 drivers. And Gavin Hooks, thank you for the follow. Grass Cutter 5, thank you for the follow. Dark Wolf 1727, thank you for the follows. Yeah, well, that driver's in the pit lane there. Gavin Hooks. Let's see, where's that driver at? 401. Stratos Motorsports 401. It's in 5th place. So 152 out of 8. It's not bad. And it looks like all of our cars are on grid. There are a few drivers plus teams. So out of the 45 we do have registered, it is confirmed at least 3 teams have failed to register properly for the race. It is an endurance race, and registering quick is not an ideal scenario. But we will see them in round 2. Echelon Sim Sports. It's gonna be Cody Smith. Actually, a couple of them. There's a GT3 AM class and a pro. Cody Smith and Taylor Statham. Jamie Jin. P15. Out of 18. Hoping to collect some points here by just keeping it clean. We got 3 minutes 45 seconds left in practice, and we get to it. Oh, well, don't want to do that in the race, I'll tell you that. But here we go. Round 1 for the Broken Wing Le Mans Series. Season 2. 3 classes instead of 2. Everyone's able to run solos if they want to. There are several solos. I mean, in the GTP class, there's 10 of the 19 GTPs are solos. And there are mostly pros. If I have this correct on my roster, it says that Justin F. Scott, car number 666, is in the AM division of the GTPs. That makes sense. MoneyGram, Stake, Kick, Visa, Petronas, Aramco, Red Bull, BWT Racing. I'm only saying that once for Justin F. Scott. And Soul Shepherds, how's it going? Thank you for the wave. We got a lot of great team names here. I'll try to go through all of them. We got 2 minutes, 12 seconds left in practice. Jason's Chicken Shop, Cubic Racing, Hyperion Racing 7, Jason's Chicken Shop Janitorial Team, Pickle, Team PKL Solo, Draft Punk Rock, Flag, and Eagle, Zoom Motorsports, Draft Punk Gold, Draft Punk Bronze, Arcadian Motorsports. I don't think they're going to be able to make it for this one. William Pacey was correct on the misregistration scenario. Inca Salsa Racing, Team First Class Racing, Checo Perez Memorial Race Team, Little Lucknuts, Hyperion Racing 8, Prosciutto Punch Racing, Hyperion Racing 10, oh wait, 5. Yeah, that's a 5. Barbecue Boys, Jesse Canales and Zeki Kabani rejoining us again. Hyperion Racing 10 in the LMP2 class. Impact Sim Sport, Gasparilla Motorsport, Hyperion Racing 6. Twin Turn Sim Racing with Low Key Racing. Alright, Hyperion Racing 9. 212 Racing in the 212. Stratos Motorsports 401. 0 days since last incident. That's Jamie Chen, or Jason Chen. Sorry, different guy. Dilts Racing, Dean Dilts, and then we go to the GT3 class. We got 212 Racing of the number 12, Valhalla Motorsports Fior, Valhalla Motorsports Pure. I don't know if I'm saying these right. Why are you guys doing this to me? Valhalla Motorsports Sphere, I don't know, it's a TV, it's make a F sound, I don't know, Sphere. If I could shout expletives, I would, Matthew Wyckoff. BWRL Echelon SimSport GTP Pro, Steel Wolf Motorsports, 212 Racing in the 021. I mean, you guys, if I had dyslexia, you would be messing me up right now. That's just a swap from 12 to 21. V-Ray, get out of the way. T and R Racing, Feta. Alright. Darkwing Racing, Echelon SimSport GT3, AM. Lead Lap Losers, Solitude Racing, Four Loko Racing, Four Loko Sour Apple, Four Loko Racing Sour Grape, Stratos Motorsports, Velocity Fang, Cars Racing CKY, Das Yeehaw Racing, Jason Daly. Nice. Well, that's all the teams that have been presented here. There's 19 GTPs, 10 LMP2s, and 18 GT3s. I don't even know how this qualifying is going to go. I did see that they revised it or something like that. But I'll be honest, folks, I was busy all day doing stuff unrelated and barely getting ready for this. Here for the Echelon Sim Sport, hopefully they do well. Matt P is my other half. Matt P. Let's go Caden Bristow. Let's go Cody and Taylor. All right, guys. Matt P. Who is this guy? The other half. I know Matt B. Matt Benson. Oh, maybe Matthew Piran? Echelon Sim Sport. All right, that'd probably be it. With Cody Smith. Matthew Piran? There's a lot of Matthews. There's Matt Benson, Matthew Wyckoff, Matthew Piran. I scroll up. Is there more? There's Matt Scherf. I don't even know if I said that one right. There's a lot of new entries here. Matt Z. Jesus, it's the invasion of the Matts. What is going on here? If there's another one, let's end the stream right now. Oh, okay, it's just Michaels after that. Alright. No hate to the Matthews, but we are about underway here for this qualifying session. And it is going to be Thomas Smith starting us out. Before we start this out, one quick interlude for the league sponsor, and thank you, Matt Shack, for that. Be right back. And we are back. Thank you for the volume check. I did set my stuff. Who is joining Jason in the chicken shop booth, sponsored by Jason's Chicken Shop? They're not sponsoring me at all, but if they did, I would have liked that money. Thomas Smith, first driver out on the hot lap here, and is student driver on the back. The V-Ray, get out of the way. They were the AM class winners of the GT3 championship for last season, season 1. I mean, stiff competition. They only had 2 other entries that joined them, and they had 6 to 8 teams join, but only 2 teams ended up racing after round 1. It's just bizarre that way, but there are a lot more this go around. There's 14 GT3s that are in the AM class split. No other divisions are split besides the GT3s, and that is Pro and AM only. What's the team name Justin F. Scott is on? I mean, I already said it, and I said I'm only going to say it once. But I will say, and note, that car number 666 is in the AM class. Justin F. Scott. That is not a typo on the roster, so as registered. Amateur hour for this driver who's sitting in the 18th registered spot out of 19. I guess the GT3, the GTPs and LMP2s are going to qualify together. Matthew Wyckoff leads right now with a 2-minute .5. That's really well done. In the GT3 sprint, we actually, I don't think we got the 2 minutes in qualifying. I think or maybe we did. It was like a 2-minute, minute 6 or 7. They didn't get low, I'll say that. In practice, the GT3s were doing 2-minute 6s. So this is already an improvement on qualifying here. I need to see the livery on Cooper's car. Is he actually qualifying? If he is not, then I don't care. Because these are only about the GT3s. Thank you, Win the Internet OG, for the follow. Soul Shepherds for the follow as well. I missed that one 6 minutes ago. Where's Caden Bristow? Are they on? Oh, here we go. Caden Bristow is a GT3 driver. Not on an outlap, so on a hot lap here. Nothing too alarming here. He's with Stratos Motorsports, and they have no off tracks so far. And so this could be a good run for them. As it's predicted at the moment it's a 2-minute, 2-second 0.4. As Matthew Wyckoff sets a new fastest lap with a 2-minute 0.1. It is rather small, the leaderboard. Adding a third class really changes the dynamic of how many drivers you can add to the to see. And while it looks like it could add more, I truly can't. It is maxed out. Oof. That's the cones. I hope that's not track limits there. Doesn't look like it. We come across the line here. And he goes to P16 with that time on the board. Dominic Ford in 212 Racing in the 12 car did a 2-minute 5. That's 4/10 slower than Matthew Wyckoff at the moment. Matt Benson in the Valhalla Motorsports with a 2-minute 5 as well, just behind by almost, I want to say it's thousandths of a second. You know, I'm here for the Benson pit lane donuts. Maybe he will get those going. Is rather unprofessional. Jeff. Anything can happen. He is on the Ullman Straight. Trying to get that maximum line on the in to Sunset. Did fairly well there. Is this enough for him to go fastest? As his lap improved, it looks like it was uncounted. He's got 54 seconds left to go to try again. They were supposed to be a professional league. You know, some people might say that. It is a sponsored league. It's in motion, thank you. Jamie Zhen crossing the line to go into P14, overtaking a couple drivers there for that position. All GT3s are still out on track. There's 18 of them. Lee Winters in Velocity Fang at the back of the pack of these GT3s at the moment. And even has the accent liveries for the league on there correctly. I mean, that's a rookie class red. We have Matt Benson, who finally, after some time, has put these league accents on. Can't say the same for all the Valhalla guys, because they have been in this for several seasons and have never put on the league accents. Calling a couple of you out there. Wait, not Jeff, though. Jeff, everyone you run with, basically. Almost looks like a 0x on that last corner. Could have been. Could have been just too aggressive on the on entry. Oh, from Matt Benson? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I'm looking at the other stuff. Feta of Preeti Chiosumut has opted to go in the pits. Echelon Simsport GT3 Pro of Cody Smith is in the pits. Das Yeehaw Racing is in the pits. Lead Lap Losers is in the pits. Valhalla Motorsports Fior, Matthew Wyckoff is in the pits. Matt Benson, no improvement, but Parks-Dale Cruz and Dominic Ford did improve here. Here's another one. Gage Yams. I don't even know if that's how you say his name, but why have an H with a Y? Not a special sound. You're supposed to ignore it? Like I'm going to ignore Fiora? No league decals on that Valhalla either. It's just gonna be me, grass cutter, in the fjord. Thank you. Appreciate that one. Just gonna be myself. Jason is commentating this one, but don't worry. I'll keep it interesting. I could talk for 2.5 hours. I mean, we're qualifying, and this has been about, I want to say, 22 minutes. Matt Benson ahead. Now we got the GTPs and GT3s. Who's who? Where can we go? Is it going to be Draft Punk? No, I don't think so. There's a couple ahead. Working in those cold tires. Okay, so now we got an LMP2. And, okay, we got 2 LMP2s. And the GTPs are out. These drivers are out on lead laps. What the heck is that? Joshua Grosso in the Jason's Chicken Shop. That is not a chicken shop livery. How dare you use the name of the chicken shop so rudely? Team First Class Racing of Austin J. McGill, the 2-time Oval champ in the Broken Wing Racing League, opting to not do it the 3rd time now that we switched to Arcas because he doesn't want to beat us again. His words entirely. It looks like Trey Mistack might be the first driver. Second, actually. Shane Larson's out there. They're after me, Lucky Charms. There's nothing truer than that. I think they're gonna. That whole lap was just a building period, even though it was could have been a hot lap. Maybe didn't look like that was a really strong lap for Trey. He was weaving, trying to get some heat in those tires. This might be his strength, though. We have a 148.9. That's definitely not going to be the fastest time after it was all said and done. Definitely 2 outlaps for the GTPs. Good luck to all the other drivers out there. I'm here for the GTP and LMP chaos. Yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, as it stands right now, we got Gio Gonzalez in 9th overall, 1st in class, for Hyperion Racing 9. Granted, it's going to take a little bit more time for these GTPs to get up to perform here, but Twin Turn Sim Racing with Low Key Racing, Ryan Serlich. He's also out there in 2nd, 13th overall. Powell Casca in 212's 212 car racing. They're in 3rd in the LMP2, but they're 17th in the overall. They got Jeff Lubitsch in 18th there in the GTP class. Shame I can't make this one when I've been winning top split in GTP. That is a shame. Shane Larson. Now, what can this driver do? He did the 148. It seemed like he was pushing just a little bit on that last one. He did go to 146. May not be the fastest time we see on the board, though. Just ahead is Draft Punk Bronze. Trey Mistack goes into 2nd. Chris Lambeth into 3rd. Goes to 4th. Austin J. McGill for Team First Class Racing into 3rd. Chris Lambeth is down in the 4th. Jason Chicken Shop Janitorial team of Joshua Grosso and goes down the order to 8th. There's a split here. There's Draft Punk. Okay, Checo Perez Memorial Racing up into 4th. Now down into 5th. Mark Foley and Pursuit Punch Racing into 3rd. Overtaking Austin McGill and Cooper McCoy. Camden Craft in the Hyperion Racing 5 car It's in 6. William Paisley of Arcadia Motorsports is here. I thought he was going to be missing this one. I must not read the chat that well. Draft Punk, Rock, Flag, and Eagle of Dylan M. Thomas in 8th. Derek Heiberger in the Hyperion Racing 7 and 10th. Joshua Grosso down into 11th from that unfortunate. Craig Brick into 12th. Draft Punk, Bronze. Jeff Lubitsch in 13th. I don't even know. Is it Jace Holtz for Team PKL Solo. He's in 14th. Christopher Chitterling of Little Lugnuts in 15. Barbecue Boys of Jesse Canales in 16. Draft Punk Gold of Elliot Burton in 17th, but 18th in the overall. Gio Gonzalez still holds the fastest time in the LMP2 class, the 151.002, and Elliot Burton needs about 4/10 to surpass this driver in the LMP2 class. Same with MoneyGram, Steak, Kick, Visa, Petronas, Aramco, Red Bull, BWT Racing, Amateur class, Justin F. Scott, all the way there in P19, 18th in the overall for the GTPs. As things change, Shane Larson stays fastest overall. Zoom Motorsports of Trey Mistak also going fastest on his last lap, but not improving over P1. Elliot Burton, though, goes into 8th position. Now 9th position as Cooper McCoy goes into P6. And Joshua Grosso into 4th. He was 4th for a moment a couple laps ago, and now he's back into 4th with Justin F. Scott putting this car into 5th position at the moment. Hyperion Racing 5 of Camden Craft is in 3rd, and he went into the pits. Shane Larson is in the pits. Trey Mistak is still out there trying to make something happen. Austin J. McGill is out there trying to make something happen. What a sandbag that was. This driver definitely threw on the sandbags and tossed them out the window to make this lap happen. That is... I'm starting to think this classification was made up. Pranks 94, thank you for the follow. Still got some drivers that could go quicker here. One of them is Trey Mistak, who might be able to pull off another lap here. He's got 44 seconds to do it. Is this a quicker lap? Can this put him on pole? It does put him on pole. A 146.477 out of Trey Mistak. The driver who's never qualified for the last 2 seasons in the GT3 Sprint Championship has now put this car on pole. And it's for a good reason why he isn't qualified. No stiff competition, he thought. But I think there is. I think there's a lot of stiff competition in the GT3 Sprint Championship now. William Paisley was 3rd momentarily, overtaken by Derek Heiberger just behind him for P3 of Hyperion Racing 7. That Mazda is really fast. Justin Scott goes into 4th position, retaking that actual spot. He was dropped down several positions, but back there into 4th. He's got time on the board to continue. Austin McGill, where is he? Sector 2. Christopher Chitterling also out there. Mark Foley has got a little bit of ways to go. And the driver just ahead here is actually Jason Chen. 0 days since last incident. And he is 5th in the LMP2 class, and he goes into the pits. Go Schurf. I don't know how to say that. Okay, Mistak solidifying his position. Not actually going faster on that one, I don't think. As Austin McGill crosses the line. What does he do on that time? He goes faster to P6, overtaking Camden Craft, Hyperion Racing 5. Little Lugnuts of Christopher Chitterling crossing the line. Does he improve here? P8 for him, stays P8. And Elliot Burton of Draft Punk Gold. And was P3 for a second. Mark Foley overtaking, or was P4. Mark Foley going in a third. Justin F. Scott crossing the line. And he doesn't improve here. But Mark Foley, Prosciutto Punch going in the third. Elliot Burton down in the fifth. And that is it for qualifying. Take a look at the grid here, and I'll just go through everybody. Might not get to your comments while I rattle this off. Trey Masek P1, Shane Larson P2, Mark Foley P3, Derek Heiberger P4, Elliot Burton P5, Justin Scott P6, William Paisley 7, Austin McGill 8, Camden Craft 9, Christopher Cheerling 10, Joshua Grosso 11, Cooper McCoy 12, Craig Brick 13, Chris Lambeth 14, Jesse Canales 15, Dylan M. Thomas 16, Jace Holt in 17, Jeff Lubitsch in 18, Gio Gonzalez P1 in the LMP2 class, Willie Brennan in P2, Gavin Hooks P3, Ryan Surlick in 4, Jason Chen in 5, Poel Casca in 6, Matt Schriff in 7, Dean Dilson 8. Into the GT3 class, we have Matthew Wyckoff in P1, Parks De La Cruz in 2, Dominic Ford in 3, Gage Yams in 4, Matt Benson 5, Richard Severus 6, Preety Chiosamut in 7, Cody Smith in 8, Taylor Statham in 9, Chris Moulton 10, Jason Daly 11, Forrest Holland 12, Thomas Smith 13, Jamie Zhen in 14, Peter Petrucci in 15, Craig Reese in 16, Caden Bristow in 17, and Lee Winters in 18. That is the grid. That is it all done. Refresh paints. I have fixed mine. What button is that again? Control R? There he goes. Everyone's going to look weird for a second. Or identical. What was that one paint livery that somebody wanted me to take a look at? Was that Cooper McCoy's? What is he? Checo Perez Memorial Race Team? Oh my. That is cursed. You got the big rear of Checo on the front. Lovely, guys. This is supposed to be professionally. Is that Yuki on the back? It is Yuki on the back. Caden Bristow is about, he's 17 to P1, trust. Let's see him. Chris Lambeth in the chicken shop livery. Let's see, did it refresh? Not refresh there, Lambo. Everyone having livery issues. You should have fixed them in the practice session, not the race. Now the GTPs are getting a little bit of a gap here, and we will have a safety car as it is. And here comes the LMP2s with a healthy gap, that margin of 7 seconds. Followed by the GT3s that did not get the memo that this is going to be a slow roll. And we got Matthew Wyckoff off here, but where is everyone else? P3 is really far back. And 4 is up there. I'm not sure how to take this one from these... race practice. So as it stands, if we go through the lineup here, the GTP class seems to have figured out their role. Mostly. Some people aren't pulling up. And then you have the LMP2s that had a 7-second gap, and now it's down to 5.5. But there's only so many of them, 8 of them, and they're all hanging out. Hyperion Racing 7 is further back than the 8th car, so maybe they're not all figuring it out. And then 5-second gap to the LMP2s, with Matthew Wyckoff setting a pretty healthy gap. P2 and P3, and there's P4. The P3 car is the 212, and they are further back than P4. There he goes. And now this is going to make sense. I think it's all shaped up after that. I think everyone's figured it all out. Now you can see the orange sim motion accents on those cars. Those are the pro drivers. The blue accents are AM class drivers. There's not going to be any pro AM drivers in the accent liveries here. It should just be, look at that, 2 Valhallas without sim motion accents. That is a crime. And they're 1 and 4. Here, the pit report is quite warm. We're back on the Ullman Straight here. We'll start out this race out with the GTPs. Go Hype Team. Oh, Hyperion. Just look at me, not know what I'm doing. Alright, Trey Missack is going to be the one that's going to take us to a green. With Shane Larson in that blue Hyperion Racing 8 car. And it looks like we are already off. And already Trey Missack getting a healthy margin there, 3/10 into turn 1, and they are going to go. Oof. One driver is severely off. That's Mark Foley. But so far it looks pretty clean out of these drivers, and they are going to take this into turn 2 just fine. Further back, we have the LMP2s that are just gunning it. And Luke Wallace of Hyperion Racing 9 gets a healthy lead as well over Ryan Surlick, and takes the inside line just fine. He's up 2 positions, and they all go into the dust, or in the grass there. And a couple positions gained right there. I think there's one drop down for Gavin Hooks. Powell goes up 1. Valhalla Motorsport, Matthew Wyckoff takes the lead here on pretty healthy in margin there. Dominic Ford already up 1 position over Gage Yams, and that is a position gained. Another one, 2 lost, or 3 lost, 2 lost here. Valhalla versus 212 Racing. They're going side by side, and we are at a standstill. Is it a caution? It looks and feels like a caution. Trey Missack lost the lead at one point. All these drivers are battling. Yeah, I mean, they're all going slow. What's the caution? All right. Barbecue Boys. Oh, Jesus. Okay. We're on a yellow flag. We'll start this out. These may not be crashes, though. I'm going to preface that. This is not... None of these are crashes. So it's counting these drivers as crashing. No. Nope. Alright, I'll get there. When we see people fly into the barriers, you'll know that we're finally there. Nah, no one crashed in this grouping. Holy. I think this is it. Alright, I think this is it. Barbecue boys. Ooh! Oh! And that's all it takes, folks. 2 off. And that was Dylan M. Thomas involved in that. Barbecue boys is Jesse Gonzalez. And that was it. Just a tap. Just a tap. This was Dean Diltz going off there in the grass. But it was already collected. Everyone was already done by this point. Both were able to get back. I mean, they barely brushed the tire barrier there. And then both were able to get back on track before the LMP2s came in. But that was already it, sent into the flag. All right. Well, you know, here we go. It could have been worse. I don't even know specifically how. I think maybe there's going to be 2. We get 2 or 3 out of this. I don't know if they changed things. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Maybe we only get 2 safety cars, or we do the max of 3, and then if it's past a certain amount of time, then it will do the other ones. No one tells me if they update these things, and I don't read that often. Here with another pit lane update, this early safety car means drivers will be able to extend their first stint, but will have to pit later on a full tank of VP racing fuel and fresh tires. The GT3 definitely on the one-stop race down. Yeah, absolutely, because they're going to be able to go full tank. Thank you for the pit lane update. And now I just kind of want to see, where's this damage, you know? He hit left side. He looks pretty good. Oh, you see that? He's got a little bit of a damage there. And that is no bueno for the barbecue boys. That left rear is going to be hurting. Hey, fastest lap with the 330.2. 330.0. 329.4. 327. Cooper McCoy coming in with it. Oh, they just keep shattering that fastest lap. Dylan Thomas, another driver. He's got a little bit of action there on that front left. It's not so straight, those pieces that are connecting from the wheel to the chassis. And if we go back a little, oh, the rear is also a little off kilter. We're gonna get like a rear cam of that. Looks like everything looks straight. Just like a chase view. Yeah, you can see a little bit of damage on the left side. Are we at Le Mans? This feels like it. It's a long lap. What's this livery? Barbecue Boys? Barbecue Boys do have a nice livery. No anime waifus on this one. Actually, no, I spoke too soon. Jesus Christ, guys. Well, at least you know what you like. Shout out to the Inca Salsa Racing best. Inca Salsa Racing's in 11th right now. That's not Inca Salsa. Craig Brick. That's pretty good. What is that? Is it supposed to be a sombrero? Craig wins these. Fresh made salsa. No, it's not a sombrero, but it's like something that's... I don't know what that is. Is that a camel? Hyperion Racing, sporting the same livery for all class of racing. It's a pretty good livery. That Lucky Charms one, though, that is something else. They're after me, Lucky Charms. Echelons? They're the... Which class are they? We're about to go green. We're at the middle of, there's Echelon Sim Sports. The middle, or almost the end of the Owen Straight. Safety car will probably be in on this lap, so no more quick looks at your guys' liveries here, or your friends' liveries. How did Trey Missack lose P1? That is odd. Too bad we didn't get to see it. And Shane Larson's going to take us to car racing. And gets away clean with a half-second gap on the straight into turn one. And it is going to look pretty strong for him as we go further back here. And then there's a defense for Trey Missack over Alex Caruso, and he gets that defense down. Mark Foley trying to make a move here. He's down 4 positions since the start of this race. Justin Scott hasn't gained or lost anything, but these drivers are going side by side through turns 3 and 4. And now Mark might be down a 5th position as William Paisley of Arcadian Motorsports is on the inside line as they go into this braking zone. That position is lost. Camden Craft of Hyperion Racing 5 is involved there. Ooh, a little wiggle there for Joshua Grasso. And they are going to continue battling here. Further back in the LMP2 class, we have P1 skating away here. Ryan Serlich is up 3 positions, getting past Luke A. Wallace, Hyperion Racing 9, 212's Racing. And further back, we just have a good margin here for all the drivers ahead. Dominic Ford up 2 positions since the start of this race. He has gotten past both the Valhallas. Matthew Wyckoff down 1. Gage Yams up 1. And here is an issue for one. Matt Sheriff is down in the middle of the GT3s at the moment. He's got 4 to clear. Unfavorable for him. Not sure what happened there, but this driver is not with his group. It's the only one not with his group, though. But he's already passed 1. And he's sure to pass a couple more here. And Craig Reese with 2 positions gain has Thomas Smith in his sights. He's right on the rear of him. You can see that Ferrari is getting ever so close to the Porsche ahead. And is he going to try to make a move here? And oh, Keith Gerstner, the 212 Racing 021 car is down 15 positions. Unlucky for that driver. As Caden Bristow goes through and takes a spot from Peter Petrucci, the 4 Loco USA team. And is it possible Mark Foley is back on the attack? He is only separated by 2/10 to Camden Craft ahead in the Hyperion Racing car. You can see the blue, teal. That's teal? I don't say teal. Cadillac fires up the tires quicker. Bimmer going backwards. Chase full toed. Oh, the GTP. And there Mark goes through, retaking a spot, but can he hold on to it? Down the Ullman straight they go. And in the fight is Justin F. Scott. gets ahead of Joshua Grosso, who goes to the inside in the Lucky Charms livery and is not going to let it just end there. He has that, going to take a tight line into Sunset. Same with Mark Foley, and has a pretty good exit here. But is it going to be enough? And they're going to battle side by side for another couple corners. It's all said and done for Justin Scott at the moment, but he's got a driver coming in his inside. That's Cooper McCoy. And lost for Mark Foley. Gained for Cooper McCoy, who gets that down on Justin Scott, and now is on the outside into turn 3 or 4. And boom, he's gone by. Joshua Grosso is under pressure with Christopher Chitterling on the inside line. Almost going to take this too wide. They do. And through goes Christopher Chitterling and the Little Lugnuts. And Chris Lambeth is going to have a go at his sister team of the Jason's Chicken Shop. It's out for now. Dean Diltz in the LMP2 class is only 2/10, 3/10, 4/10 now. Off Willie Brennan in P5. And no move. Wait. Close move. Gavin Hooks of Stratos Motorsports, 401 on the inside. Now going to be on the outside. Goes through and takes a spot. Retaking his spot, actually. He's now staying in P3 with Poel Casca just behind. Under threat, though, Willie Brennan and Hyperion Racing 6 getting in the middle of this action. Dean Diltz is actually reeling in as well. The battle from 3 to 5, or 6, is not just said and done yet. They're still equal on pace, it looks like. Look at the line that Dean Diltz takes, overtaking Willie Brennan on the entry to Sunset. On an exit, has a really powerful exit and stays ahead without the... That goes in such a well-positioned car for Dean Diltz, keeping it ahead. And now it's kind of shaping up for these drivers. We'll see what happens later. Valhalla Racing, or Valhalla Motorsports of Fjord and Tierd and the other one, they are P2 and 3 at the moment. Dominic Ford in the 212 Racing is clearly out front with a 3/10 gap, and everyone finding their pace. Steel Wolf Motorsports of Chris Moulton on the attack of Darkwing Racing's Michael Thompson. And it looks like he's going to go on the inside line into turn 2 and make something happen here. And they're going to continue for another couple corners here. Oh my god. Is that another anime waifu? Chris Moulton is through on Michael Thompson of Darkwing Racing. And that Feta is in the mix. That Porsche, Pre-D Chiosama, is a waifu anime livery, and he is getting close, equal on pace as well. You can see in the relative on that last lap they were separated by almost nothing. Connoisseur of something. Dean Diltz here now making a move here on 212's Racing, a Powell Casca, and gets through. Oof. Oh! Gets a little love tap there from the 212 car. Almost puts him into the wall. He was almost sideways there. And Dean Diltz now at 4 positions, really holding out strong. Not to be outdone, though, William Brennan also making a move on Powell Casca. It's just like Powell had a lot more exit speed and just got him a little bit, yeah, definitely misjudged it. Michael Thompson here of Darkwing Racing is trying to regain this position. He takes a really tight line And it looks like Chris Moulton is going to lose that position on the exit, but goes for the switch back onto the outside line. Maybe he can make something happen here. Preeti Chiosama in the Feta car. The Porsche is trying to get in the mix here. And they are going to take this into turn 2. Ooh! And he gets past! What a move for Preeti. Now on the attack, and it looks like Forrest Holland might get swallowed up in this battle with Jason Daly of Das Yeehaw Racing just behind him, and lead lap losers, that Ferrari of Craig Reese, also joining the fight. And Forrest Holland is holding on to it for now, but there's 2 drivers that are a little bit quicker by 2/10 on last lap, looking to make a move here. Back to our GTB class. We have some battles up and down here. Oh. All right. Cooper McCoy of Checo Perez Memorial Race Team. We got 4 GTPs, all pretty close in tandem. Leading this little group is Chris Lambeth of Jason's Chicken Shop, Dylan M. Thomas in P14, and then you got Jesse Canales of Barbecue Boys, who's right in front of Cooper McCoy's Oracle livery there. All equal on pace for the most part. Craig Carroll right there in the back of Cubic Racing in P17. He's only 1.1 seconds back. Shane Larson's taking the field to Gapplebees. That's what it looks like. Just looking at that for a quick second, and you can see the static P1 through 3, and that is the gap in true form as it cycles through each set of drivers 3 at a time. And yeah, that is a 6.4 second gap for Trey Missek. William Paisley down the inside line here of Camden Craft for P5 makes the overtake on the straight, start straight finish, is now is ahead, up 2 positions since the start of this race. And they are already encountering the GT3 class. Not sure if they've already been encountering them, but that is P5 going by. Now the Valhallas, Valhalla Motorsports, are both in the fight. Previously they had a little bit of a gap here. It's 4/10, and it looks like that's going to be changing. They are reeling in Dominic Ford as a team. It's a team effort there, with Cody Smith of Echelon Sim Sport just behind. Peter Petrucci had a little bit of an incident here. Let's take a look. Dives down to the inside line, and ooh! Car number 1943, Jamie Jen of Solitude Racing. And that is a caution. That's going to be the caution. Alright, this caution is out. This caution is out. That might be the caution that was thrown. I'll take a look here. Got a pit lane report. We have Jace Hole out of the car. He says they're upset that this is how the season opener has gone for them. But a short trip to the infield care center will be looking onto the next round of racing. Thanks for that report. Yeah, there is a caution. That could have been one as well. That was Cooper McCoy. And it looked like he was battling these guys, and they weren't. Yeah, he was battling back his spot. Oh! That's why he went into the pit lane. Oof. I mean, that's cubic racing. And 212. Oof. It is quite possible that several things were happening at once. The thing I clicked on was happening at the same time as other people were also in incidents around the circuit. So, hard to say what caused the caution, but it could have been any number of those events that were shown on replay. It's unfortunate. My thought is that it would be Peter Petrucci's incident with Jamie Jen would have been the one that threw the actual caution, because Peter Petrucci did not move for an extended period of time, so he was already in the go, no-go on safety car because he's completely stopped. And if at some point while he was stopped another incident occurred somewhere else on the track and that caused somebody to stop, boom, there's the safety car, and here we are with this caution. That is more than likely a twofold effort of two people crashing at separate parts of this track. Just a bit of a kerfluffle. Nothing too bad or erroneous here. Just things that could go wrong went wrong. Yep. Sorry for the, yeah, these cameras were leaked. No, it's just my recording, not my recording, but my timing software crashed. Just right away. It's an odd one, actually, why it crashed. But it's fine. We are on a safety car, and I'm just trying to make sense of things at the moment in time. We have P1 through P6 in the LMP2 class sitting in the middle of the GTP class. Jamie Zhen is out there on their own with Little Lugnut's Charles Whedon in first and second in the overall. The GT3 class is pretty much in there as it is. One does not look like the others here, and that is Jesse Canala's Barbecue Boys, who went into the pit lane. So he's going to have to fight through. Dylan M. Thomas also out and went into the pit lane, so he's going to have to fight through these cars. Dean Diltz is in the pits right now. Honestly, I think this pit stop, or this pit scenario, is going to be grid shaking for this restart. Do you let these guys try to race around you? This is going to be quite the restart. Very much hampers every driver in the GTPs that did actually go into the pit lane, because they're going to have to pass all 6 LMP2s to get close to the remaining group. The overcut seems to be the preferred strategy here, as we're about to go car racing. And they're giving a little bit of a gap, and I hope they don't, because if they do, that's really going to throw off. They are giving them a gap. Oh, that is going to be truly unfortunate for these drivers. And we got another lap. These are long ones. And no one went into the pits here. Oh, check that out. The drivers that pit should be a wave around per separate class. I mean, it's what's happening now. Joshua Grosso hasn't been given instruction just yet, but he's going for it. I think maybe they extended this. No wave around. They send people to back a field. I think they already did the wave arounds. I mean, no, they did the wave arounds for drivers that were not on the lead lap. But I'm assuming that the admins have said all GTPs to overtake the LMP2s or restarting this back to car racing, which makes sense. But also, all these drivers pit on lap 11 and get a freebie. The drivers ahead of them that didn't, just Craig Carroll from P1 to P8, that is going to sting. They're sorting it by class, but that is going to sting. They've all pit on a lap 11. Now we are all situated here, and the Barbecue Boys, Jesse Canales, doesn't even have to fight through these drivers as well, as he's going to get the wave around to go through the GT3 class. And then maybe, possibly the LMP2s. He's got to get on the move. And there's one. And there's another one of Dylan M. Thomas. Now cleared. Dean Diltz is still in the pits. That's unfortunate. He must have towed, or he went to the pits. He must have some extensive damage or something. Doesn't look like it, but he was having such a great race. It is truly unfortunate for that driver. Yeah, to be out like that. He was up, I think, 4th position, something like that. Now it looks like Jesse Canales is getting the wave around here. And it will be all of them. And they're slowing down. And got through. And while it's all been sorted, that 6.4 second gap that Shane Larson was enjoying is completely gone. Trey Misek is going to have the opportunity to retake this. Back to green flag. Already a 6/10 gap there that was formed. And through goes Awesome Gill. But look at that, Elliott Burton trying to make the inside line work for him over Cooper McCoy. And they're going to go side by side. But it looks like Cooper's got that planted. Is moving ahead. Craig Carroll up 10 positions from the start of this race. Well done for him. Joshua Grasso gets slightly picked off there by Camden Kraft. And they're going to go side by side. This isn't over for them. Ooh, heavy braking. And down goes Cooper McCoy. Heavy braking. And is able to get that back out there. But no bueno for him. LMP2s are coming on through. And they are doing just fine. Valhalla Motorsports gets through. Slightly. But is it all said and done? It looks like Dominic Ford stays ahead in the Ford. And they about rubbing there. That is an LMP2 of Jason Chen. Is now back out on track. Gonna have to fight these guys. Has to have some contact. And they keep it together. Chris Lambeth had a little bit of an incident here. He is down. Dylan M. Thomas overtaking Jesse Canales. He was behind him at the start of this restart. And Cooper McCoy coming back. Luke A. Wallace towing Red Pier Racing 9. That's the LMP2 class. That is unfortunate. So we have an LMP2 class incident. Charles Whedon of Little Lugnuts has gotten into the car. Christopher Trudowing was in the car, and that is 2 positions lost for him. As Barbecue Boys, Jesse Canales goes through, and so does Cooper McCoy. Austin McGill down 1 position. He was doing pretty strong. Looks like he might have Joshua Grasso here. And not done yet. And close to saying now it is. Craig Reese. He's been up 4 positions from the start of this race. He's got Jamie Jen just ahead of him. And I don't know if they're going side by side. Getting pretty committed on the brakes there, though. And now they're side by side. And goes through. Take that position. Austin McGill down 7 positions. That is rough. Wait, he was just fighting somebody. Oh! He was fighting somebody. Very deep on the brakes. Well, now we know why that happened. Peter Petrucci's in the pits. Is this the operating window for the GT3s to get a full fuel scenario going and go to the end? The one stop? LMP2 into the pit lane as well. Looks like they're going to be dropping down the order, but they'll probably retake that. Oh, Austin McGill again. Ooh, whoa, way too much speed. He's got to wait a couple laps, or at least a lap. Those tires are probably feeling cooked at the moment. Going over to Echelon Sim Sport in the GT3 Pro class, Cody Smith is fighting for P3. He's P4 at the moment. Matt Benson just behind, and they go side by side, and it looks like he was really brave there and is able to possibly inch by here, and he does, and now he's ahead. Up 5 positions. Echelon Sim Sports GT3 Pro is doing just fine, with Gage Yams and Matt Benson right behind in those Valhalla cars. Further back, we have Taylor Statham. Oh! Chris Moulton spins and is into the barrier. Unfortunate for him. Chris Lambeth gets through. Is able to pass one of the LMP2s. Charles Whedon also having to fight through the LMP2s at the moment. Austin McGill trying to make up a spot into P7. He's got Cooper McCoy he's kind of clashing with. It almost looks like they got hit each other a couple times, or these bump sides. And it's still anybody's spot. So they are pretty much equal going through these corners right now. Wow, they are right on each other. And Cooper is able to keep it ahead. That was as close as it gets without netcode coding its way an incident. Goes for the inside. A little slippery on the exit. Ooh. Oh! Oh! And Cooper McCoy is trying to keep, hopefully, no, he is towing. And they both had it. A little uncertainty on, but the track was coming in, back in, and that is unfortunate for that driver. He is in the pits, living up to the Checo Perez name, being in the pits versus being on the track. Gage Yams still in pursuit here. Matt Benson just behind in Valhalla Motorsports Fjord in Valhalla Motorsports. Echelon Sim Sport GT3 Pro hasn't had to really defend so much right now. The difference in pace is not insignificant. It's 4/10. It's pretty good. I think it's more like 3. You gotta do the math. Dude, that was the Checo Monaco 2024. The wall was closing in, amigo. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Keith Gerstner goes through on I don't even know what I'm saying. I thought there was a fight. Never mind. Gavin Hooks. Somebody in chat that's rooting for Gavin Hooks. He's leading the LMP2 class. 3/10 gap. Ryan Surlick was P1 at one point. trying to go down that inside line. Looks like he has it done. Yeah, he's right there on it. On entry, he had it. Gavin Hooks now into second with Willie Brennan in the fight. P1 through 3, they're fighting pretty hard. But whatever, they're fighting. Unfortunate. Matt Benson getting through, possibly getting through here on Cody Smith of Echelon Simsport. And it looks like he almost had it down, but this is going to go into turn... Whoa! Oh, spicy. Robin is racing. And... Oh, no! And Matt Benson has tumbled several positions while also doing a bit of a tumble. That could be considered a NASCAR move. Whoa. Now we are 3 wide. Peter Petrucci's down a lap to these drivers ahead. And Darkwing Racing, Michael Thomas is in 5th. Taylor Statham in 6th. They're battling it out there. Matt Benson just behind. They're blinking for Peter Petrucci to Exioto out to the Wayo, and that has not happened. Even on the straight right there. And now we got a blinker. These two have been behind a blue flag for some time, and he lets those two go through. These two will try to battle it out here. Nothing happening there. Hayden Bristow in the 402 Stratus Motorsports was battling it out here with Jamie Zhen, but their battle has been interrupted by the GTPs. There's another one joining that fight. Elliot Burton in P9, Joshua Grosso P8 in the Lucky Charms livery, and William Paisley P7. All 3 of these GTPs are equal on pace. Actually, quite possibly, no. You technically look at it on the last lap, William Paisley did a 151 even. Joshua Grosso was about 5/10 back on him, almost 6/10. Elliot Burton did a 152, a full second slower, but they are all kind of collapsed together, separated by half a second total, or full second. They're close, and the LMP2s are right behind, and now it's going to be chaotic. You got GT3s battling it out there, and these two drivers are battling for position. Yes, they have to let them by, but at the same time, they've got a battle of their own and are going too wide to support this battle. One wants to get by the other, while the LMP2s, GTPs, and now they're all fighting. And that was this is just I don't even know what you call this. That driver is out. Jamie Zhen stays in it. So it looked like Caden who is that? Who am I looking at? That was not Jason Daly. Who was that driver? Can't even tell anymore. He went back several positions. That was Hayden Bristow, who went back several positions because of this kerfluffle in the Le Mans corners. Yeah, you hate to see it. And this is not over for Austin McGill. He was down 8 positions. Now he's only down 3 positions. He did have 2 incidents, actually, that really set him back. He's got Craig Carroll behind him. Just ahead is 1.2 to Dylan Thomas. But Craig Carroll is a driver who could equal Austin McGill on pace at the moment. No, not. He's back. 153 was his last lap. I believe that's going to happen. 9 seconds, he's saying. The leader is Shane Larson in the GTP class, and he's got a 9-second gap to P2. Alex Caruso, 11 seconds back. I mean, what a massive difference. How would you even begin to make inroads? Something like that. On the last lap, he was 8/10 faster than Trey Mitstack. Mark Foley here, who were on board with the Review Punch Racing, was seemingly reeling in P3, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon. Some damage to someone's something. Charles Whedon, maybe. Oh, he's got no rear wing. It's the honorary member of the Broken Wing Racing League, Broken Wing Club. First one in the Season 2 Le Mans Series. Thanks for that, Charles. Echelon SimSport AM. Oh, brother. That was... that's where that rear pops off when he gets back on track. That's unfortunate for Taylor Statham. And it'll pop off right there. There it goes. He also had an incident before that. Oof. He was losing his rear, and Chris Moulton tapped him on the exit. That's why that happened. Can't forget. Oh, this is... Cooper McCoy back out on track, and now is a bumper car to the tire barrier. Eddie A. Layton in Hyperion Racing 6 gets in the car. And everything looks smooth for him into turn 1. It's one of those, not an incident. His car is messed up. I don't even know what's happening here. Oh! That is unfortunate. The driver who gets in, Elijah Birami, if you didn't see that, there is a GTP that passes, and netcode is what happens. He got netcoded, and it hit his entire left rear, which ultimately, Bitter Barista, thank you for the follow. His car is all goofy. You can see him turning it. He's got a broken car. The things you don't want to see. That was a Inca Salsa Racing here. Craig Brick spins that one all on his own. Valhalla Motorsports and Matt Benson. This one was not catastrophic for him, but oof. Got right back out there. Now the one that would be... Oh, that was the one we saw earlier. But Powell Casca loses it on their own there. And Steel Wolf Motorsports of Chris Moulton. This was the one where he lost it on his own. Velocity Fang. I think they just changed cars. Another spin on their own. Alright. Definitely so. Now that we got some of the incidents cleared, take a look here. Christopher Chitterling has his car repaired and is back out there trying to weave his way through the traffic. That is P1 and 2 in the GT3 class. Elijah Birami in the Feta is just netcode. Clearly see that they were going to go side by side and had a good marginal gap separating the two, and it still put him right into the wall. Austin McGill and Elliott Burton are battling it out here, and Austin McGill is finally back into P8 where he started this race. And Elliott Burton is down 4 positions. Austin McGill has not pit at all, mind you. This is some strategy for him. I don't know if it's going to work out. You want to play the game, Benson? I got you, buddy. You want to play that game? I'm not sure I know what that means. We're on lap 26 of 66. Still a long way to go. Not even halfway there. We're close. Mark Foley and Alex Caruso been battling it out here. These two drivers haven't gone into pits either. It's going to be a weird dynamic on the end of the race strategy for who pit early and who didn't. FVNK Dubious, thank you for the follow. Hey, look at that! Dean Diltz is back out there. It was a 7-minute repair. Unfortunate. But he is a quick driver. He was doing fairly well in the race. I don't know how. I mean, he'll definitely. I mean, 7 minutes. He's probably down. He's down 2 laps, so he's got to pass the GT3s twice to get back on that lead lap. Probably not going to happen at this moment. But we got a ton of laps to go. I'm sure he was going to be able to get that part accomplished. Maybe not fully able to get next to Powell Casca, who's in 5th, just ahead of him. And all that said, where is Powell? He is in I think it's Sector 2. Yeah? No, Sector 1. Can't really tell. But I'm, I told now, but... Matthew Wyckoff, DNF. Can I get some confirmation on that one? Huh? Matt Benson's back out there. We are on lap 28. Oh, Echelon Simsport. I remember that one. Alright. Christopher Chidwing's back in the car. Charles Whedon no longer in the car. A little bit of a spin there. He's by himself, though, so he's back out on track. Craig Carroll. Little bit of a moment there. Nothing too crazy. Ooh, bigger moment. Bigger moment. He's fine. And through. Does anyone know? 404 Valhalla Racing and Matthew Wyckoff. Did something happen? Valhalla Motorsports went into the pits. Matthew Wyckoff is driving slowly. Was second when this happened. He just pulls into the pits. Alright, I'm gonna do a cockpit view here. Oh, that's unfortunate. If I had to guess, we got Craig Brick going in the pit lane, serve as one of his pit stops. If I had to guess, Matthew Wyckoff, who was in the Valhalla Motorsports Sphere team, and Matthew Wyckoff was a solo, I think. Yeah, he was by himself. So he must have had to just leave, you know? I was going to say something funny, like maybe he had a bathroom emergency. You never know. But he didn't pull over because his car was broken. And he was still in second place when he did pull over. That's unfortunate. It broke his wheel? Really? It looked fine. Yeah. On the car. While we're up to that, Dean Diltz is starting to make his way through the GT3 class, now overtaking Lee Winters, the Velocity thing. Was it the initial one on the start straight finish that broke his wheel? Because I thought he got away with that one pretty well in hand. It's a little bit of a spin, but didn't go on the wall. Re-enter the track with no issues. His steering inputs looked fine when he was going through Le Mans corners before he quit. It's unfortunate. Oh, Matt. Wait, Matt? Wait, so the echelon... Oh, wait. Now I'm confused. Matt... So, Valhalla Motorsports of Matt Benson and Matthew Wyckoff of Valhalla Motorsports. They came into contact, sister teams, in the Le Mans corners, and that's what broke his wheel. Now look at that. Christopher Chitter, the little lugnuts, is making his way to the LMP2 class. Just in front of him, though, is a Hyperion Racing 10 of Doug Sorrentino. Wyckoff had contact with Dom Ford at Le Mans. It looked like such a small hit. That was it? You're kidding. Okay, we got the... Trey Missack is staying out here. We got all... Camden Craft, who's out. Mark Foley is in the pits. Other drivers that are going to the pits now that did not stop. Elliot Burton's going to gain some. So this is where the lap 11 GTPs are going to get a little bit of a breather here as they overtake all the 8 GTPs that did not pit on lap 11, and through they go, making this look a lot better. You're kidding me. That hit was so insignificant. This was it again. That was netcode. Gets a little squirrely there. Boom. That is what did it? Or maybe... No, it would have been the first one if he thought his car was... That is truly unfortunate for Matthew Wyckoff. Boom. And you can see that his car goes away and Dom's doesn't. He's able to... And that was it. Oh, gosh. That is truly gotta be a frustrating moment. Now Trey Misek has gone in the pits. William Paisley goes on by. But where's our race leader? It's not Hyperion Racing 5. It's Shane Larson. He pit on lap 28. He's in 11th at the moment. He was leading this race. Trey Misek is still in the pits. Blake Patterson has gone through. Shane Larson now on the start straight finish. Is he going to pass Trey Mistack as he exits the pits, or is he going to still be on the blocks? Looks like he's just exiting the pit lane and is already in full speed and for Shane Larson there, and Trey Mistack is not. And now he's got a driver ahead of him in the LMP2 class of Gio Gonzalez, who's sitting in 8th position at the moment. This driver was leading the race at one point in the Hyperion Racing 9. That is not the case right now. We'll see how that shakes up. What an unfortunate set of circumstances. That little tiny contact put you in the wall. Alright, we got something going here. Angie Korsecki had a little bit of a moment. Just mowing the lawn as he gets back on track. Now looking at it, P1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the only drivers in the LMP2 class that are somewhat in a row. They're not that far away from each other. They're only 1 lap down. The other LMP2s are 3 or 4 laps down. So they're all kind of on their own same lead lap here, 1 through 5. It looks like on Jason Chen hit on lap 11. Got 2 GTPs that are right behind him that are going to rejoin their class. Ryan Serlich in second, pit on lap 23. Hyperion Racing of 6 of Eddie A. Layton, pit on lap 21. Gavin Hooks on lap 25. The Stratus Motorsports 401 car. And Powell Casca in the 212 Racing 212 class car. Interestingly enough, though, when you go into 23rd position, that's the 212 Racing, the 12 car of Dominic Ford. And then in second, which is 24th in the overall, that's 3 212 Racing teams, 22, 23, 24. And that's Keith Gerstner. Unfortunate happenings for the Valhalla Motorsports sister teams. Both suffering there. And Gavin Hooks has Eddie A. Layton in his sights. 0.6 of difference here. Shane Larson in P10. Passing on by on the inside. Looks like Gavin has a really strong entry and exit here. That wall kind of closes in on itself. Ooh, looked like he almost hit that wall, or it did, but it was close enough on the netcode. 0x. It's gaining a little bit of time and kind of losing it in the exits there. It's gaining it on entry, but the moment. Ooh, that's a blinker. Parks de la Cruz is exiting the pits to 201. Drops back a little bit. Alright, so it looks like we had drivers that have finally cycling in the GT3 class for pits. The 212 of Dominic Ford has not pit just yet, and he's going in now. Jamie Zhen is pretty far back. He pit on lap 12, so he might have a lot of bit more fuel to go. But it all comes down to this. On lap 30, both Valhallas pit, and they did equal time, so 1:02. We go to Parks de la Cruz, he did a 1:01. Needs more numbers in order to catch up to Eddie. Hyperion Strats using the lag switching. You know what that means, lag switching? So it looks like I was all out of out of sorts here. The 2-1-2s were so close together because the Valhallas had already pit. The Valhallas are now close-ish to each other. There's a 6.6 second gap from Matt Benson to Gage Yams from P3 to 4. So not totally right there yet. Dominic Ford comes out ahead of Gage Yams by a significant margin there. That margin is 12.5 seconds. Jamie Jen still has not pit. Bro, you didn't see or hear about it in online Halo matchmaking. People would lag switch on their modems in order to have an unfair advantage online. I vaguely remember that you would like flip it on and you pull it out and pull it back in real quick. I mean, is that what you're talking about? I vaguely remember that. Elliot Burton is in the pit lane, and he's on 23 laps on these on this stint. Elliot Burton is the draft punt gold. His teammate is Peter Flanner, so he's not doing this solo, and we are over halfway. Should have said that 3 laps ago. We are halfway, but now we're over halfway. That's a way. Some people have a switch that stops the connection and reconnects when you press it. Just silly. Yeah, I don't think I ever had the switch. Yeah, Peter Flanders entering the car now. So we'll see Peter Flander up and at it, and then Derek Heiberger overtaking Camden Craft on the middle part of Sunset. Goes by. That is Hyperion Racing's 7 and 5 car. Austin McGill going through. He pit on lap 30. And Chris Lambert and Jason's Chicken Shop out there. And he is just behind. Who is that? Was also pitting. Dean Diltz? Oh, that was Elliot Burton. He must, or Peter Flanner. He exited the pits. Ah, experiencing the cold tires. Now a little bit more rough here. Joshua Grasso, who pit on lap 11, is still out. He's up 10 positions. He's now leading this race. William Paisley in P1. He's going to be switched out for his teammate, Jack Presley. Dylan M. Thomas, who pit on lap 11, is now into second. MoneyGram, Steak, Kick, Visa, Petronas, Aramco, Red Bull, BWT Racing, Justin Scott, I Don't Like You, is in third. Jesse Canales of the Barbecue Boys is in fourth. Shane Larson now coming back into his own. He pit on lap 28. He's now in fifth position. Could see where this all plays out for the driver who was in P2 qualifying and P1 with a 9-second gap at one point, followed up by a 6.4 second gap, and now behind 5 drivers who pit, or 4 drivers, I should say, that pit on lap 11, so they're going to be going a lot longer than he is. Maybe not now. Craig Carroll. Oh, 2 Craigs. The battle of the Craigs for 14th and 15th right now. Inca Salsa Racing's behind, and they're going to try to jump through this little gambit here as Elijah Burmy is in a little bit of pressure there on Solitudes Racing Jamie Zhen. Looking at the inroads here, it looks like Dean Diltz is about halfway through the GT3s. So he's been making progress ever so much. Station Chen is in the pits. I'm not sure when he was last in the pits. Oh, he's 23. Well, he's got a meatball. So something broke on this guy's car. Austin McGill. Austin McGill is quite possibly not here. Lead lap losers towed to the pits. Arcadian Motorsports also towed to the pits on lap ago. Wow, that number 25 team did a great Checo impression. Oh! We got a yellow flag. Safety car. Safety car. While I was trying to pick up the pieces here and determine what happened, let's take a look here. That's never going to be an actual one. Dean Diltz. Oof. That is the race leader, too, that he came into contact with. And he is trying to get out of the way. He parked there for a second. Nothing weird there. Go to the pits. Something happened to Dylan. I don't. Here we go. Ooh. That was Matthew Piran of Echelon Simsport GT3 Pro. I think they already suffered. Yikes. Let's take a blimp look. That will do it. Mark, you're out of the car? Which means Andrew Korostecki is your teammate. Where's he at? Berjuda Punch Racing's in dead last of the GTPs. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There's a couple more. Austin McGill is also not here. I would have thought something happened to Austin McGill because Team First Class Racing is in the pits. It doesn't show that they towed to the pits. And yeah, I honestly don't understand what's going on there. I think that there's going to be several drivers here that will be giving the wave around, which will be kind of nice. Dean Diltz might be one of those drivers when he gets up to that safety car. Or maybe he's already been let on by. Receive at least one of those laps back. It's going to make it easier for him to make up one lap to the GT3s. He's actually on the same lap as most GT3s. There's a few. P1 through 3 is 2 laps down on the GT3s. So I guess we'll see a little bit of a change here as Peter Petrucci is let by. And yeah, It is a yellow flag with Jason's Chicken Shop janitorial team Pickle leading it. And a bunch of people going in the pits. It's probably the smart decision. They pit on lap 11 for most of them. Get a cheeky little pit stop out of this one. And this would probably allow them to go to the end. I think the same might be said for the other drivers that pit on lap 28 through 30. Might be easy. Trey Mistak is leading the GTPs. Well, that is said, and we are on a little bit of a hiatus as we go through this safety car procedure. I, myself, will be right back. Mr. Willie P, did the stream catch my triple OT? Did you have an overtake? When was it? What lap? Tell me what lap. We still got a little ways to go. I'm not sure if we're going to start on this one. It still looks like we're waiting for people. Willie P. William, is that Paisley? Arcadian Motorsports? Isn't there another William, though? William P? No? I think it would be Paisley. Was it on early laps, or...? Lap 20. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I have lap 20. Nah, I had something bad happen. They're letting that driver by. Before I try to look for that, I gotta see here. Are they... This isn't... We're going another lap under safety car, I believe. Yeah. We are. He's not waving that yellow that well, I'll say that. Lap 20. William Paisley. I think I do actually have lap 20. I crashed before lap 20, then... This been the triple overtake? Lap. No. Got through on Elliott. And then there's Chris Moulton on the side. Well executed there. Double overtake. Nicely done then. Nicely done. Little lug nuts. We got some people getting some black flags cleared. Cheating is amongst us. It's not cheating. It's just joking. All right. So now we got a couple of GTs that are at the lead of the safety car, which is going to be problematic. Sure, they'll move them out of the way shortly. Now it's pretty crucial here. What the heck are we having happen? That what's that? Somebody is on the what? That car stopped? They're back to going. I don't know what that is. Joshua Grosso was, quote, technically it's not quote, technically was leading this race in P1. He's down in the 9th. He pit on lap 39, so this is all working out well in hand for this driver. He's gonna get situated back with his group as they start to pull these drivers through. Oh, some of them are just going to the back. They're letting the GTPs pass all of these cars. And those will be... I don't even understand that one, because, like, some of these... What do you even do? Here's John Saleda in Echelon SimSport GT3 AM. I hope Gavin Hook's fan is here, leading this race for the LMP2 class, and now we're going to see them push on through the GT3s. Are we going to get this situated before lap? No, we're going to go another lap to get this all squared away. Extending that makes sense. And now Dean Diltz. What a return to form for him. Having pit on lap 32 means he might possibly be able to make it to the end of this race. And he is also going to get a cheeky pass against the entire GT3 pack that was remaining for him, and is now going to get a battle on the lead lap with the LMP2s. What the... Alright. That is, my boy, Christopher Chitterling. He was making his moves. Oh my, no! What are we doing? No! And two LMP2s have just been taken by storm because one of them was swerving, trying to get some heat into their tires while we're under safety car, while this car is trying to pass. Oh, you gotta feel for that driver. I don't know which one that is. That's... Oh, gosh. That's Ryan Surlick, who was leading this race a little bit in the LMP2 class, and now he's gonna limp this thing to the pits and is totally taken out of this race with not that many laps to go. And, like, his car is not turning right. Number 4, Hyperion. Well, that was swerving? No, I think it was this. Nah, if we go back, I think it was. It was Howell Casca. Howell Casca in the 212 Racing 212 car that was swerving. That is a brutal way to end the race. I mean, with safety car in hand, we are about to go green here. It's just unfortunate. Everything else is cleared up. We are car racing now. Yeah, and Trey Mistek of Zoom Zoom Motorsports is going to take us to green as he peels off there. He's going to take a not so handsome lead. He's now 2/10 separated from Jack Presley, who's sitting in second. Third is Jeff Punk of Peter Flanner. And a little bit of some wiggles there as we got some drivers in the backfield that definitely spun a little bit. Gavin Hooks is now overtaking Zeki Kabani of Barbecue Boys, who did have a rough go of it. We saw he spun out slightly. Now we have a Hyperion melee as all three of them are right up next to each other. That is, I'm not even sure which one's which, and I don't even know which ones are on the lead lap. They all look like they're down a lap. I'm not sure. Fourth safety car. I don't think so. I think that's it. I think we're battling to the end now. And look at how squirrely that rear is. They're trying to put the pressure on. Camden Craft, Derek Heiberger in Hyperion 7 was trying to put the screws down and he couldn't. Shane Larson, Hyperion Racing 8 has Strap Punk's Peter Flanner. Ooh, Peter Flanner goes a little bit wide and he's going to lose possibly. No positions really lost there besides Jack Presley, who's still holding third, but Jason's Chicken Shop of Chris Lambeth made a move at some point there and took second. Shane Larson is going side by side. Yo! And down goes Peter Flanner. It is completely taken out of this race. Oh, that is a big one. Matt Benson in 5th position has Michael Sharon just ahead in the Cars Racing CKY, and not for long as Matt Benson goes through and takes P4, and while battling everything else is looking up pretty well for these drivers. Oh boy. Joshua Grasso now up in the 5th position. He was 9th after he pit from P1 and is doing fairly well for himself right now. He's got Craig Brick of Inca Salsa Racing just ahead of him as well. That is a gap that is kind of healthy at the moment. Going back over, we have Caden Bristow of Stratus Motorsports 402 car. He has now caught the back of Michael Sharon, and now we're going to see some action out of the GT3 class because all these drivers are on the same lap and they are all fairly close and their pace is pretty strong. You can see Parks de la Cruz in the 212 Racing team in 8th position. He's actually faster by a margin of 1.1 seconds on the last lap, as well as Richard Severa of Darkwing Racing. Both of them are behind right now, and both of them would like to make quick moves around these drivers that may actually be slower on pace. Eric jumped the start, followed by Epic jump start followed by expert. It's gotta keep this as civil as you possibly can. We are not stewards. Punk is in the pits. Kieran Racing's going to see some... Stratus. All the LMP2s are going to be seeing some overtakes. It's not real overtakes. They're just overtaking one of the GTP cars at the moment. Powell Casca has Eddie A. Layton just ahead of him. These two definitely inherited some positions here from that incident. He would only inherit one position, and that was the one that was left by who died? Oh, I can't even think. Ryan Surlick of Twin Turn Sim Racing with Low-Key Racing. It's unfortunate because he was having a very strong race. It was P1 for a little bit of that race, I think on the first stint, and then, yeah, just goes to show you. Gavin Hooks holding his own right now. Gio Gonzalez is down in 8th position. He's trying to unlap himself, as he's allowed to do. Look at that. Joshua Grasso's now into 4th position over Camden Crafts Hyperion Racing 5. And Powell Casca now almost equal. And is equal. Taking that tight line. He's got Eddie Layton beat there by a margin, 4/10 on exit. It's going to take that away. Eddie A. Layton not possibly giving up just yet. He goes for the inside line into turn 2. Makes it work for now. And he's through. Camden Craft of Hyperion Racing 5 is through on Joshua Grasso at the moment. Joshua Grasso did have the lead on the last lap. Now down. And it just looks like Joshua Grasso is going to try to set this up for another date, as Craig Brick also in the same boat. They're both separated by 3/10, but it's not enough right now at this moment of time to try to make something stick. I think where he got him was at a different point on the track anyway. Going over to Richard Sevra, who's got Caden Bristow of Stratus Motorsports 402 car, 2/10 off this driver, and it looks like Parks de la Cruz made quick work getting through this pack because he is actually ahead. The 212 Racing in the 021 car, Parks de la Cruz is in 5th position. Matt Benson is just ahead of him, and they've got 2 LMP2s and 2 GTPs in the middle of them to P3. Is this where it's going to happen? Down to Ullman Straight. They go into Sunset. It's got a really clean line here. We can't even see that driver, but we don't need to see that driver because he might have already made the move on the entry and exit. He goes. He is ahead. Richard Sevra over Caden Bristow of Stratus Motorsports. Now behind. And is that enough They were separated by 0.4 of a second on that last lap in terms of pace. You might see this gap open up a little bit here. He's already half a second back, and might be going a little bit further there, just half a second still. And we'll pull this back over to Camden Craft, who is now behind Joshua Grasso. The fight that I was trying to see at some point, we don't even get to see because they keep passing each other while other drivers are passing each other. And a little bit of it a lot of it into the dirt there. That's probably a 1X. And we got Hyperion Racing 6 and 7. Sorry, Hyperion Racing 5 and 7. Roman numerals, people. Not great. Derek Heiberger's just behind, but he was a little bit closer at the start of the lap. I don't think it's going to be an issue for him at the moment. Not sure how they'll all enjoy being around each other at this moment. 5G Refrigerator, thank you for the follow. The GT3 standings are all, I'll say, they don't look ideal at the moment. They're all over the place. There's so many damaged cars that are involved. And Jack Presley of Arcadian Motorsports making this a little bit easy for Joshua Grasso to come into this fight. And Zeki Kabani, the Barbecue Boys, has Craig Carroll right there in the rear view mirror. And I don't even think these things are anything like that. There you go. I mean, they got something. Anyway. These two are battling it out as well, but we'll go back over to Camden Craft, who has been trying to make a move. He was ahead Joshua Grasso. Now Joshua Grasso looks like he might have something to do here for Jack Presley. What the heck is that? Some of the timing board doesn't seem like it's accurate to some degree. A little bit of debris on the track into turn 2 there. Oh! And there goes Jason's Chicken Shop Janitorial Team Pickle. Joshua Grasso, having lost his rear wing, the downforce will be impossible to overcome here. And he is down into 7th. Derek Heiberger is, it's a little squirrely, actually. Oh, he had a moment for himself. Lost the rear. He's going to be able to get by, though. And now it's just going to be Justin, F. Scott, Antricor Stecky, Zeki Kabani, Craig Carroll. They're all going to be able to just kind of cleanly get by here. It's good thing they have a website. Another one. Speaking of websites, Broken Wing Racing League has an About Me section on the Twitch where you can look at the merchandise that we have. It's pretty cool. There's a bunch of different stickers, t-shirts, mugs, whatever. There's a Jason's Chicken Shop t-shirt as well if you want to rep his chicken shop. I don't know why you would, but it is there, and it's a nice little nod to Broken Racing League meme lore, as it might pertain. That said, it just helps support the ever-growing grid and group of drivers that are driving together. And, you know, it takes a whole village of admins and the owners themselves to get the servers going, pay for all the stuff. It's a free league, so the least you can do is buy a hat or a sweater. And, you know, it's not all bad for Craig Brick and Incasals Racing. He's still up 7 positions, did spin out there into, what, turn 5? Or is it turn 6? Can't always remember that. But yeah, we have merch. Just click that link in the About Me section for the merchandise. There's all sorts of fun things. Stickers, Blue Flags Matter. I think that's one of them. I don't think it... I mean, that would be a little too close to... Look at that. The Barbecue Boys bringing the entire weed culture into this sim community. And it is pasted right there on the side of that livery. It is a interesting livery, to say the least. Hey, look. All these drivers are missing that tire barrier that Cooper McCoy did not miss. I'm sorry, Cooper. Right now we have Dominic Ford in P1 in the GT3 class with a 3.6 second gap to Gage Yams and Valhalla Motorsports Fjord. Followed by JB Gen of Solitude Racing, who's sitting pretty handsomely in with 11 positions gained. Going back over to Gavin Hooks in Stratos Motorsports 401 car, leading over in the overall 12th. P1 in LMP2 class. Eddie A. Layton, P2, 2.3 seconds back. Dean Diltz, who was arguably out of this race, who had a very fantastic race, starting at the back and overtaking all the LMP2s, almost to P1, I believe. I think it was P2 or P3. Goes down with a 7-minute repair, comes back with all these safety cars, was able to get right back on the lead lap, and now he's pushing and is actually not that far back from his rivals, Eddie A. Layton. But good on him for getting that back out there. As it stands, we're on lap 51 to 66. I don't even think we're going to get to the end of this race. We've had so many safety cars. I bet you it's going to close short of that. If there's anyone in the comments that may be able to tell me that is true, I'd like to know. This commentator needs a beer. It has been a lot of drama as Hyperion Racing 7, Derek Heiberger, now has Inca Salsa Racing's Craig Brick right there hot on his heels as they pass Park Santa Cruz, who's in 5th position in the GT3 class. Valhalla team names are just the Norse words for 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's easier. I don't think that makes it easier. I don't know how to say uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. I mean, like, that's Spanish. How am I supposed to know how to say something in Norse? I can say eins, zwei, drei in German. I think that's it, though. I don't even think I've ever... Oh, I did. I have been to one Norse country. Would you say Norse or Nordic? And I've been to one Norse country. Nordic country. And they deported me. They do not like Mexicans in their country. That's not why they deported me. They deported me because I shouldn't have been there. That's just the simple of it. Yeah, I did get deported. I have it framed too. This is a nice little an official statement on why you're deported, and it's framed. I have it framed. It was a really fun. It was a really fun experience. Yeah, I sat in an airport for like 20-something hours. The Copenhagen International Airport. I don't even know what it's called, but I was in that airport, and I just slept in a corner by myself. And then they had these two really beautiful officers of the immigration, these two ladies, they escorted me to my plane that I was getting deported on. I had to go on first though, so that was cool. They treated me like I was first class. I got business economy. I didn't pay for it. They did. Oh. Oh. We still got a battle on our hands. Slap 53 of 65. Some battles on our hands. Not that many. Peter Petrucci is getting closer to Michael Sharon's car racing CKY, as well as Zeki Kabani to Andrew Stecki. I think I'll go for this one here, as we have Hamden Craft on Jack Presley, and they're both a little squirrely on the rears there, but they're continuing to push as they pass Lee Winters, a Velocity Fang. Oh, and Jack Presley taking that all the way as close as he can to the wall. That was fairly impressive there, as the blink out of existence for just a second. Over to the Zeki Kabani of the Barbecue Boys, who's got Andrew Stecki here. And maybe the move is not on. Craig Carroll's back by 1 second. This battle could actually reel him in as they fight, slow each other down. Doesn't look like that's happening just yet. Andrew Stecki's holding out ahead, 3/10, keeping it that distance so far. And look at the angles at which Zeki Kabani's is taking a totally different line than Andrew Stecki. Those last couple of corners. And it looks like he had a slightly rough exit there, Zeki Kabani. He's still 3/10 separated. I think if he had a better exit, it would have really put him in contention here, but let's see how they do through Sunset. That might be a struggle there. Neither one of them. Alright. Blinker is blinking. Gotta be the most daunting task to pass. Someone who sometimes will blink. He did not hit Jack Presley. Joshua Grosso is still in the pits. It looks like his damage is still going. It's 10 minutes in. That's all not cracked up to what it needs to be right now for some of them. Not a good first race for some people. It's unfortunate. Lap X of X, part of OLA to time left. I think it's all wrong because of the safety cars. No, it's right. I mean, it's not going to show... It's not going to trigger when the laps are over, or when it's over. How do I say this? Essentially, what it's waiting for is the leader to trigger the last 5 laps. So, that being said, it should trigger it. Should have triggered it since it's a white flag and we're battling neck and neck here. I don't... I'll see about that one. Yeah, I'll see about that one, Tyler. I'm honestly surprised I was able to get this leaderboard fixed the way I did. It was not working for 45 minutes when I was messing with it. And I had no idea why. I figured it out. Zeki Kabani did get past Andrew Gorstecki, and he's holding ahead of him about half a second. Now Craig Carroll's going to be able to get involved in the mix of this, but while that might be slightly enticing and they're almost still not quite there to battle it out, what we do have here is Trey Mistak about to go through a couple more corners into the Lamar corners. Lamar curves. And win this race. Everyone else... Ooh. So we had 45 cars... 45 cars on the grid. And of those 45, 37 of them are still racing. Trey Mistak is the one that wins in the GTP class over Chris Lambeth in P2, Cramden Craft in P3, Chris Chitterling in 4th, over Craig Brick in 5th, Derek Heiberger in 6th, Jack Presley in 7, Justin Scott in 8, Zeki Kabani finishes ahead, Barbecue Boys 9th, Gorstecki in 10, Craig Carroll in 11, Gavin Hooks has a little bit ways to go here. Drivers that have passed the line right now is 212 Racing in P30, P5 in the LMP2s, Paulo Casca, Thomas Smith and V Ray get out of my way in P14 in the GT3 class. Right now we still have a whole group of drivers. They're not really battling each other out for position. No one's that close to each other. This should just go straight to who's gonna finish this race with fuel in the tank towards the end. Dylan M. Thomas and Draft Punk Rock Flag and Eagle is P13 in the GTP, 16 in the overall. Gavin Hooks is going to take the LMP 2 P1 and go across the line with Eddie A. Layton in 2, Jeff Lubitsch in P12 in the GTPs, Dean Diltz in P3 in the LMP2s, Dominic Ford in P1, Gage Yams in P2, Doug Sorrento in P4 in the LMP2s, 19 in the overall, Jamie Zhen in P3 here, and Matt Benson still got a little bit more. Oh, he's already gone through. Matt Benson in P4, Parks De La Cruz in 5, Richard Severa in 6, Jason Daly in 7, Caden Bristow in 8, Peter Petrucci in 9, Peter Flanner in 14 in the GTPs, John Saleda in 10 in the Echelon Simsport, Cars CKY, Michael Sharon in 11, and Matthew Pirin in P12 in the GT3s. It looks like Lee Winters finishes 13th in the GT3s. Jason Chen in P6 in the LMP2s. Gio Gonzalez in the LMP2s in P7. Joshua Grosso finishes P15 in the GTPs. Elijah Biramiri in 15 in the GT3s. Shane Larson in 16 in the GTPs. Ryan Serlek in 8th in the LMP2s. Austin McGill in 17th in the GTPs, Craig Reese in 16th in the GT3s, Chris Moulton in 17th in the GT3s, Cooper McCoy in 18 in GTPs, Matthew Wyckoff in 18 in the GT3s, and Jace Holt in 19 in the GTPs. That is it said and done. Yeah. First off, Trey Mistack, congratulations on that win. It's got to feel pretty good. Fantastic job there. What was your entire strategy like? Because you had a 9 second deficit to Shane Larson there at the start on that first stint. What happened?
I was just pretty much fuel saving the whole stint. I figured there'd be a safety car and I'd get right up on the back of him again. And that's what happened. I'm not sure what happened with him towards the end, but yeah, the fuel saving saved me, I think.
Nice. I mean, it seemed kind of odd there, but yeah, it looks like you just pulled it through. Were you at all concerned through all those safety cars when you were going through them, strategy and all, cycling through everything?
Yeah, I was a bit worried with that last safety car. I didn't even know there'd be three. I thought it was just two. So I thought the guys ahead of me might have had me beat on fuel, but they all had to pit, I think.
Yeah. Did you? Were you one of the initial people to pit on lap 11, or no? Actually, you weren't one of those people to pit.
No.
So you had enough fuel once you pit. I think what was that, lap 31 or 28?
Um, yeah, something like that. I
Yeah.
think I saved up 2 or 3 laps more than the Hyperion guys.
Nice. Well, congratulations on that win. I mean, I'm not sure how that all was shaken up, but in terms of the race itself, on your relative, did you feel pretty comfortable after you kind of got a little bit of a gap there on that race restart? Or were you having any issues with traffic with the other classes at all?
No, it wasn't too bad. I just had some unlucky parts with the traffic, but it wasn't that bad. The worst part was about 3 laps to go. I got a cramp in my foot and I had to reach down on the straights and stretch out my toes, so I nearly died.
Oh, jeez. All
Definitely
right.
should have drank more water for a solo 2 hour.
Yeah, I mean, I have a full thing of water here, and it is completely empty, and I'm not even racing. Well, congratulations, Trey. I can't wait to see what you do in the next coming race. The GTP class looked like it was fairly strong. It looked like there was really not any major issues that occurred in terms of how you guys were able to overtake as well as race each other pretty pretty fairly. A couple people clashed, but I mean it was very much like they touched and they both spun off, but nothing too major there.
Yep, all in all, it was pretty good, clean race. Uh, Very happy with the first race. And thank you, Jason, for the streams as always.
Yeah, and thank you for joining me. And I really appreciate seeing you actually qualify. For a second, I thought you weren't going to take that P1, but you ended up making it happen. Didn't capitalize on making it faster though. You got it to, I think it was a 46.3, but I think you were going for one more, and it didn't work out. But I mean, it would have been cool to see if you got that 46.1.
Yeah, I think my tires were just gone by then.
All right. Well, thanks again.
Thanks. Shout out, Dan.
Shut up, Dan. All right. And that's it, folks. SDK is Dan there. All of the fun stuff. Yeah, thanks guys for joining me in the chat. Everyone else that was rooting for your significant other or everything else, I appreciate you guys all for staying and enjoying that. That was pretty dramatically drama filled, if I might add. Uh, yeah, Dan Gleesack is the man. And don't forget to check out. We will have the next race for the Broken Wing Le Mans Series round 2 in 2 weeks on Tuesday. GT3 Sprint Championship is on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as the ARCA Oval Series, strictly Oval Series on Wednesdays, and it is all mostly free tracks. Some paid for, but they're majorly run ones. Daytona, I believe, is the next one for coming up tomorrow, as well as the V's versus Rays multi-class on Thursdays, all roughly at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me, and that was a long one, but it was done, and it was great, and a lot of people won. Shout out to Gavin Hooks for winning in his class. That was the Stratos Motorsports 401 in the LP2s. Dominic Ford in the 212 Racing's 1-2 car in the GT3 class. Thanks for joining me, and congratulations to the P1 winners here.